And welcome into Gamecock Club Baseball on SGTV. With you today, Will Kronsberg here for the first of two games in this doubleheader against Appalachian State. The Gamecocks will be led on the mound today by Josh Kay, the left-hander, number 11. We'll have the rest of the lineup coming up soon. But before we do that, let's take a look at a little bit more information on the team provided by SGTV's newest show, Bella in the Ballgame.
Hey.
How's the season going so far?
Going well. We're 6-3 overall, 3-3 in conference.
What made y'all get into baseball?
I would credit to my grandmother. She kind of introduced it to me at a young age, so I kind of stuck with it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Growing up, my favorite baseball player was Lance Berkman. He played for the Astros. He was my favorite team, and I just really enjoyed watching him and how he played, and it kind of inspired me.
Do y'all have any superstitions?
I actually try to be superstitious, so I try to do the same things every time I go up to bat. If I notice I do something good, I try to repeat the same thing that I did or the same thing that I ate, things like that.
Always eat breakfast. That's always the one.
Do you not always eat breakfast?
No, well, not always. And
Well,
always before a game, though.
okay.
Always, and always the same.
Well, what is it?
Bagel, egg, cream cheese.
Do you put the egg in the cream, like is it
Separate,
a sandwich?
separate.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Yeah.
ask. That's kind of a weird
Yeah.
combination if you
It's
did
weird.
do that.
I'm not superstitious, but I am stitious.
What is your favorite memory with the team as a whole?
I gotta say, when 2 years ago, pre-COVID, we swept Clemson and hit a walk-off to seal the deal.
Who is the funniest, goofiest, or craziest person on this team?
I would say Cooper Jenkins. He's really
Okay.
funny.
I can see that.
He's always loose, always messing around with people. And he's a great guy and always makes me laugh.
His name is Jack Thiel, but he goes by Hammer.
You?
It's Hammer. It's
Okay.
not
Hammer.
even
I'll
close.
have to meet this guy. Who would you not let? Who would you? What? How do I answer? How would you? Who would you not let date your daughter on the team? Did I answer? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Who
Yep.
would I? Who would? I can't even say it. Who? Who do you not want your daughter to date on the baseball team?
Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer.
This guy hammered. What's happening?
It's definitely 100% Jack Thiel, a.k.a. Hammer.
On the team, I'll definitely go with Matthew Manning. I think he's a really bad influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to know a fun fact? The guys I just interviewed, Joe and Cooper, said you. How do you feel about that?
You know, I just feel they need to give me a chance. If they give me a
Okay.
chance with their daughter, I think they'd be really impressed.
How far am I going?
Not far. How far back do you stand? Obviously not.
Honestly,
I just see
right there.
Yeah.
And we will have the start of this one right after this, or as soon as we get some officials on the field. And as we return here to Polo Road Park, getting ready to start this one off, the umpires have arrived. The Gamecocks have taken the field, and App State is getting ready to come up to bat for the top of the first inning. Let's take you around that Gamecock defense. Like I mentioned before the break, Josh Kay, the left-hander, gets the start at pitcher. Behind the plate will be Garrett Bokel for him around the infield, left to right. Third baseman Jack Thiel, a.k.a. Hammer. Shortstop Tyron Turner. Jake Hockett at second base. Robert Bourdier will be the first baseman for this one. In the outfield, left fielder will be number 20, Chris Payne. Adam Parker roams center field. And in right field, it'll be John McConaughey the 7th. That's how the lineup will look defensively today for the Gamecocks. Over on the other side for App State, they will be led off today by their third baseman, Matt Alexander, the senior third baseman. Behind him, it'll be the center fielder, Dalton Oler. And the last one due up here in the first inning will be the right fielder. While I check my lineup here. The right fielder, number 34, John Rogers, will be the final batter due up here in the first inning. Josh Kay ready's on the mound for the first pitch in this one to Matt Alexander. First pitch grabs the outside corner in there for strike number 1. Matt Alexander, number 7 in those gold jerseys for App State. Gamecocks in the black jerseys. K's 0-1. That one's a little ways outside for ball number 1. Count evens up here at 1-1. And now that 1-1 pitch from Josh Kay. Swung on, decently struck. Left fielder Payne gets away from him for a second. Let's see if the batter goes for second base. No, he does not. But it will drop in left field in front of left fielder Chris Payne. And the leadoff hitter, Matt Alexander, is on with a single for App State. That'll bring up number 44, Dalton Oler. Oler today playing center field. First pitch from Kay to Oler. Bunted, popped up, caught by Kay. Runner does get back to first in time, so it'll just be the 1. Josh Kay and the catcher Garrett Bokel tripped over themselves a little bit there, but nevertheless, a pop-up bunt for out number 1. Now number 34, John Rogers. Kay's first pitch to Rogers. That one called a strike. Looked on the lower outer ninth of the plate. Of the zone. Outer third. Lower third as well. So the 0-1 from the left-hander Kay to the right-hander Rogers. Rogers swings through it, fouls it back into the fence. 0-2 count. Kay already has 1 out on the pop-up bunt from Dalton Oler. Matt Alexander stands at first after a leadoff single. Now it's John Rogers in the 0-2 count. Kay sets and throws. Runner's off at first. Bokel throws on. Throw is a little high for the second baseman, Jake Hockett, and the runner will get in there. Meanwhile, Rogers will go down on the strikeout. So App State advances 1 on the stolen base, but loses another on the strikeout, and now it's a runner at second base with 2 outs, and the first baseman, Aaron Gerlach, coming up here. This one popped up by Gerlach. K looking at it. He'll grab it. 2 putouts for K to end this one. App State, 1 hit but no runs in the inning. And we head to the bottom of the first with a tied 0-0 ball game. Back for the bottom of the first inning. Leading it off for the Gamecocks, the shortstop, number 95, Tyron Turner, on the hill for Appalachian State. Number 9, Austin Poitras. Poitras, the right-hander, against the right-handed hitting Turner. Turner swings first pitch. Center fielder charging on. That ball will get down for a single. So Tyron Turner reaches on a leadoff single to center field, which will quickly bring up my lineup card. I'm seeing Jake Hockett, but that may be Adam Parker instead. Turner off at first, slides into second base. Little cloud of dust, but the throw was offline and not in time to get the speedy Gamecock shortstop. So already a single and a stolen base, as that is the center fielder Adam Parker in the box. So now the pitch from Poitras. Parker lets that one go by, but it'll be called a strike. Now resetting here. Parker at the plate. Turner down at second base. The ball will bounce away from the catcher. Bounced in the dirt, and the speedy Turner not only takes third base, he's going to slide into home. Call is safe. The Gamecocks score a run on a wild pitch double steal for Tyron Turner. Turner got a single, and with Parker still standing at the plate as the number 2-hole hitter, Turner worked his way around each of the bases to score the first run in this one. So now resetting things, Adam Parker will take a walk on that high pitch up near his face. So there were no runners on, with Turner having come around to score already, but Parker takes a quick walk down to first. That'll bring up the power-hitting third baseman, Jack Hammer Thiel. 31 run in and a speedy Parker down at second base. Thiel exactly what the Gamecocks are looking for here to try to knock in another. Parker faked the steal. Will be a strike call on the outer half. So an 0-1 count to Jack Thiel. Parker off at first base. He'll run down to second. Throw is high. Parker gets in there. A little pop-up slide. He's already standing by the time the ball gets down there. So now it's Parker at second base. Jack Thiel at the plate. No outs, and the Gamecocks already lead this one 1-0. Poithers's third pitch to Thiel. That one bounces in the dirt. Parker will take third. No throw. So just 2 hitters so far with completed at-bats for the Gamecocks. Completed plate appearances for the Gamecocks. Only 1 hit and already 1 run in, and the other runner at third base. Thiel hammers this one into center field. It'll drop. Parker will score easily, and Thiel will be on with a single. So now the Gamecocks 2 hits and 2 runs to show for it. With the designated hitter, Matthew Manning, number 22, next up at the dish. Quick throw over to first base. Thiel slides back in safely. This time, Matthew Manning will foul that one. Left side over the Gamecock dugout on third base. Over near third base, excuse me. This throw in the dirt to Manning. Thiel grabs second base. 2 hits, 2 runs in, no outs here for the Gamecocks, bottom of the first inning. Poitras and his catcher just looking to get in some sort of rhythm, looking to reset here. That catcher is number 27, Matt Gord, by the way. Manning will get hit by the pitch. He'll take a slow trot down to first base as the Gamecocks bring up their 5th hitter of the inning in the form of the right fielder, number 2, John McConaughey. First pitch to McConaughey in there for strike number 1. He thought about swinging, pulled back quickly, and checking a number here again. It looks like maybe that'll be number 3, Jake Hockett, who we expected in the 2-hole. It is Hockett. He flies out to center field. All runners return back to their bases. So finally, the App State pitcher Poitras gets an out here. As Hockett pops it up. Bring up the first baseman, number 27, Robert Bourdier, for his first chance at the dish today. First pitch to Bourdier, low and outside for ball number 1. The 1-0 to Bourdier, and then for strike number 1. Count evens up at 1-1. Bourdier took that one around the knees, right over the heart of the plate. So now with runners at first and second in the form of Matthew Manning, Jack Thiel throw over to second base. Thiel was quite a ways off the base. Second baseman was on the other side, so Thiel does slide back in there safely. Like I said, it's Manning at first base, Thiel at second base, 1 out, 2 runs in for the Gamecocks already. Ball number 2 there. That one outside, maybe a touch high as well from Poitras. So now that 2-1. Bourdier gets under it a little bit. First baseman, right fielder converging. Ball will drop in there, but it'll drop in foul. Count evens up at 2-2. Bourdier will return back to first base, and everybody will go back to their stations. Manning to first, Thiel to second. Two pitch to Bourdier. Kind of golf swings at it. Throw is to third base. Throw is bobbled but caught. So Thiel will be out. Meanwhile, Manning and Bourdier will be safe. Goes down as a fielder's choice. Brings up the catcher Garrett Bokel. So now 2 outs, 2 runs in, 2 on for the Gamecocks. 2s all around here, except for the fact that it's the bottom of the first. First pitch to Bokel, too low. Ball number 1. One-0 in there for strike number 1. Count evens up. So now that 1-1. Bokel gets a decent piece of it. It looks like she's going to foul it back behind home plate and on the first base side. Resetting things here. 1-2 count. Alex Poitras as Bokel swings through strike number 3, throw down to first base. Was a little bit offline. First baseman gets there just in time, step on the base, and get the force out. So the Gamecocks score 2 runs on 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch in the first. They lead this one 2-0 as we head to the second inning. as we've now hit the second inning. Gamecock starter Josh K back out there after facing just 4 batters, allowing a hit back in the first. Leading things off for App State will be number 16, Tanner Devane, the left fielder. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with the left-hander K and the left-handed hitting Devane for App State. Takes strike number 1. Devane gets a piece of this one, clubs it up above the shortstop. Turner will retreat a few steps and take that one in for out number 1. That means that the next App State player up will be the designated hitter Nick Kilduff. Quick out number 1 for Josh K there, getting Devane on just 2 pitches. Now Kilduff steps in, another left-hander for Appalachian State. He'll take ball number 1. K really wanted that one to just try to grab the outer half of the plate, but the umpire disagrees. That one's a little bit high, maybe inside as well. So it's a quick 2 balls, a 2-0 count to the designated hitter Nick Kilduff as K tries to work arm side here. Kilduff gets a tiny piece of this one, fouls it straight back into the fence behind home plate. Adds 1 strike to the count, 2-1. Defense playing straight up behind K, his 2-1 pitch. That one in there for strike number 2, right over the heart of the plate. Count evens up. Kilduff's let a couple go by here early in the at-bat, but now with count even at 2-2. K throws on. Kilduff swings through a bad pitch that was low and outside, but it'll be out number 2 on the strikeout. Second baseman Grayson Tappy, first right-hander we've seen for App State here in the inning, wearing number 15 in gold. K's first pitch to Tappy, swung on. Tappy clubs this one into left field. It'll get down. Payne throws. Tappy will slide into second base with a double, as that one got down in left field, just a couple feet away from the foul line. Nevertheless, Tappy gets on with a double, trying to start a little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Mountaineers. And to pick things up for him will be the catcher, Matt Gord, number 27, yet another lefty for App State. We've now seen 3 of them here in this second inning. The only right-hander, Tappy, getting on with a double. Gord swings through the first pitch for out number 1. Took a hearty hack at it, trying to half that lead at least. So this lefty-lefty advantage, okay, the 0-1 count. Sets and throws. Maybe a little bit of a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, but nevertheless, Gord swings through another one. Strike number 2. Now just 1 out away from getting out of this second inning with limited damage. Gord gets under another one. It'll drop in right field. Connie will try to throw on, but runner Tappy will come in to score. Halves this Gamecock lead, now only 2-1. Meanwhile, Gord will get on with an RBI single. Now it's number 36, the shortstop, William Gore. Gore, another right-hander. Gore lets that one go by. Too far inside. Ball number 1. With 1 run in, catcher Gord was at first. They'll bring in the courtesy runner. So the runner for the catcher, Gore, down at first base. Another pitch that's just too far outside from K. Now it's a 2-0 count. Gotten himself into now 2 2-0 holes in this inning. He's already let in 1 run. Gord swings on this one. He'll just foul it off first base side. He's still ahead in the count, 2-1, as K tries to find his rhythm here against the right-handers. Only right-hander so far he's faced in this inning was Toppy, who got on with a double and later came around to score. This time, Gord just weakly grounds it to first. Bordier will step on the base. And that's how the Mountaineers will go down here in the second. They score 1 run on 2 hits. Gamecocks still lead this one 2-1. We open up the bottom of the second inning here. Gamecock left fielder Chris Payne, the left-hander, steps to the plate. He'll take ball number 1 too far outside. Look at the mound here for Appalachian State. I see number 22. I have as the senior Jeffrey Case. As that's another one too high for ball number 2 to the left-handed outfielder Payne. Another one just too low. Payne's gotten himself into a 3-0 count early on here. His first at bat of the day. Right-hander throws on. Payne will take the 4-pitch walk from Case. And that'll bring up nine-hole hitter for the Gamecocks. Number 21, John Parnell. Parnell at the plate. He'll take one too high. Ball will bounce away, and Payne will take second base. So a 1-0 count, and now a runner at second. So now the 1-0 to Parnell. Too low. Ball number 2. Parnell here stepping to the plate with no outs. Already a runner at second base, and the Gamecocks lead this one 2-1 after knocking in 2 runs back in the first. Throw to second, Payne steps back quickly. App State playing even at third base, double play depth. It looks like at second base, despite the fact that double play is not in order, but those middle infielders are playing in as Case misses outside once again. First baseman Gerlach playing back a ways. Outfield at about normal depth, about normal positioning as well. Maybe a step to left field against the right-handed hitting Parnell, who finally takes a strike there from Case. A 3-1 count from the umpire. Payne down at second base. Let's see what John Parnell can do here. As he gets a decent piece of this one, looks to drop between second base and center field. The center fielder does come on to retire him. Payne retreats back to second quickly. So we'll be back to the top of the order for the Gamecocks in the form of the speedy shortstop Tyron Turner. Turner, will remind you, singled back in the first and came around to score after a stolen base and grabbing 2 bases on a wild pitch. First pitch to Turner, too low. Third hitter in a row at Case has started with at least 1 ball. First 2 hitters started off with 3 balls in a row. As Turner swings through this one, fouls it into the dirt right in front of home plate. Maybe possibly on home plate as well. So very short foul ball, count 1-1. Turner looking for a way to utilize his speed here on the base paths. First he has to get on. 1-1, too low. Turner will move ahead here in the count. 2 balls to 1 strike. The 2-1 grabs the outside corner. Outside low corner there. A questionable strike call is what I'm trying to say, but nevertheless, a 2-2 count. Jeffrey Case to the shortstop, Tyron Turner. Turner does swing on this one. Looks like it's popped high to the second baseman. Second baseman Tappy runs on to grab it for out number 2. So Payne got on with a leadoff walk, but he's been stranded out there on the base paths as the center fielder Adam Parker, who reached on a walk back in the first. He'll come back around. Reached on a walk, later scored on a single from Jack Thiel. Parker swings on this first pitch, left fielder moving on to grab it. Devane drops it in left field. Payne will score. Parker slides into second base. Don't know if you can call that one an RBI double per se, but an error in left field allows the Gamecocks to take their lead back to 2. The left fielder Chris Payne scoring and center fielder Adam Parker standing down there at second base. Now it's Hammer Thiel, the third baseman. But first it'll be a throw back to second base. Get a couple boring calls from the crowd. No harm, no foul here. So Thiel at the plate. Adam Parker down at second base. Gamecocks leading 3-1. Thiel takes a hack of the first pitch, fouls it into the fence behind home plate. As everyone returns back to their stations. The 0-1 to Thiel grabs his elbow. He'll trot down to first base. Rather quietly, too. No protests, no screams of pain. But Hammer Thiel at first base on the hit by pitch, second hit by pitch for App State pitchers today. As Matthew Manning, who steps up to the plate as we speak, got hit by a pitch from the starting pitcher Poitras back in the first. So now with Thiel at first, Parker at second, it's Poitras at the plate. Bouncer to shortstop. Shortstop drops it. Parker will come around to score. He was running anyway because it would have been the third out. So another error allows the Gamecocks to reach once again. This time a dropped ball by the shortstop, Gore, allows Manning to get on first. Thiel stands at second, and Parker comes around to score for the Gamecocks' fourth run. So not only did Parker reach on an error, but he scores on an error as well. Which brings up the second baseman, Jake Hockett, flew out to center field back in the first. Takes that first pitch for ball number 1 outside. The 1-0 to Hockett. Hockett thought about swinging. Holds back, but it'll be a strike anyway. So now the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gamecocks runners at first and second, but 2 outs. Hockett gets a decent piece of this one. Left fielder tracking back. Center fielder will grab it instead and put it away for out number 3. The Gamecocks do score 2 runs on 2 errors and lead this one 4-1 as we head to the third. Coming into the top of the first inning. Still the left-hander Josh Kay on the mound for the Gamecocks. He'll throw strike number 1 to the leadoff hitter, Matt Alexander, the App State third baseman. 0-1 struck into center field. Parker will quickly retrieve it for out number 1. Looks like a sharp liner. Didn't know if that was going to get down in front of the pitcher or carry all the way to center field. It does the latter. Now it's the center fielder, Dalton Oler. Oler will take strike 1, outer half from Kay. Oler popped out to the pitcher back in the first. Now here in the third, faces an 0-1 count to the same pitcher, Josh Kay. He gets under this one. Left fielder Payne will watch it drop in front of him. Can't find it for a second. Oler will get all the way to second base, as Chris Payne misplayed that one, maybe just ever so slightly, allows Oler to get around 2 bags. With the right fielder, John Rogers, who struck out back in the first to Kay. He steps up here, looking to make a play for App State with a runner at second base. Kay's first pitch fouled high but back, right behind the plate. Didn't hit the fence so much as it hit the net that sits above the fence, just to give you an idea of how much height that foul ball got quickly. Kay sets and throws. That one too far outside. Foul ball. Now that pitch outside. This one too low. As Kay's trying to find his footing here, he's already gone through 2 and now a third. 2 and a third innings. Allowed just the 1 run. Sprinkle of hits. As Rogers gets under this one, right fielder converges on. Running faster now. Ball will bounce in front of him. Rogers will stand at first base. Meanwhile, because of the uncertainty of how that one hung up and bounced right in front of the right fielder, Oler will only take third. So runners at first and third as the first baseman, Aaron Gerlach, comes up here. Gerlach also popped out to the pitcher back in the first. He was the third out 2 frames ago. Now with just 1 out, runners on first and third, Gerlach has an opportunity to cut this lead to 2 or 1, or possibly tie things up here with 1 swing. First pitch in there for a ball, as Kay faces the right-handed hitting Gerlach. Runners off at first. Throw probably would have been in time. It'll get away from Hockett. Run will come across in the form of Dalton Oler. Cuts the lead 4-2. Throw was in time but offline. So Rogers takes second base and Oler comes across the plate to score. Back to things at the plate. It's Gerlach. Gerlach will foul it back over the fence behind home plate. One on, 1 in, and 1 out here for Appalachian State in the third. Josh Kay remains on the mound for the Gamecocks. That one too far outside as well. Everyone returns to their stations. Hockett playing close to second base. In at the corners for the Gamecocks. Gerlach takes kind of a half swing at that one and fouls it back behind third base. Count should be filled up here. So with the count full, Josh Kay on the mound facing the App State first baseman Aaron Gerlach. That one too low. As it turns out, the count was 2-2. So now the count is full. Aaron Gerlach at first base. Aaron Gerlach, the first baseman, at the plate here. Full count from Josh Kay. Payoff pitch swung on by Gerlach. It'll be foul in left field. So we'll reset things. Do it again. full count to Aaron Gerlach. 1 out in the inning. 1 already in the form of the center fielder, Dalton Oler. Gamecocks lead this one 4-2, but a swing here from Gerlach could tie things up. Hockett's still playing close to second base. In at the corners. Turner standard depth. Outfield shaded just a little bit to their left. Throw over. SK sets and throws here. Hockett moves away from second base now. Payoff pitch fouled off by Gerlach. Will do it again. A long and winding at-bat here for the App State first baseman Aaron Gerlach against the Gamecock starter Josh Kay. That one finally hits Gerlach, but it almost doesn't matter because it would have been a walk anyway. He'll take a trot down to first base. And the left fielder Tanner Devane, who led off the second inning with a pop-up to the shortstop Tyron Turner, will now step to the plate in back-to-back frames. We saw a lot of lefties back in the second. This is the first of them. So Devane from the left side against the left-handed throwing Gamecock pitcher Josh Kay. A check swing. Ball gets a step or two away from the catcher. Catcher Garrett Bokel calls time to go talk to his pitcher, Josh Kay. Still not sure if they called a swing or not on that little check piece. Could have also been a foul ball. May have clanked off the side of his bat. See what the call is here from the umpire as we get set for the second pitch of the at-bat. Reminder, it's Gerlach at first base. And John Rogers, the right fielder, down at second. He reached on a single. Dalton Oler already in on this one. A big swing there from Devane. Absolutely swung through a nasty pitch from Josh Kay. Kay sets and throws third pitch of the at-bat. That one in there for a strike. What we called strike number 2, which kind of goes back to the first pitch of the at-bat. They did call it a ball as Devane checked the swing and the ball bounced away. So a 1-2 count to Tanner Devane, as this has been a marathon inning that Kay did not want to see here in the third. Still clinging to a 4-2 lead. Devane pops up a foul ball. It'll get back behind home plate and out of play. So now another crack at the 1-2. Runners off at third from second base to third. He'll slide in there safely with no throw. Rogers at third now. Pitch was a ball. Still Gerlach at first, so runners at the corners, a 2-2 count. Still only 1 out for the left fielder, Tanner Devane. Just the 5th hitter of the inning for App State, but it feels like it's been a marathon. First hitter, the leadoff hitter, Matt Alexander, lined out to the center fielder. As that one is too far outside. It'll fill up the count. To Aaron Gerlach. So it was Alexander who lined out. Oler who doubled and came around to score. As Devane swings through another pitch from Josh Kay. He'll go down for the second out. Third strikeout of the day for Josh Kay. And it'll bring up yet another left-hander, the designated hitter, Nick Kilduff. So Alexander lined out. Oler doubled and came around to score. Rogers singled, stole a base, stole 2 bases, evidently, as he now stands at third. Gerlach got hit by a pitch after a long at-bat. Devane struck out after another long at-bat, and now the first pitch to Kilduff in there for a strike on the inner half. That about catches you up where we're at here in the third, as Case pitched too far outside into the right-handed batter's box to the left-handed Kilduff. 6th batter of the inning, but App State has scored just 1 run. Kilduff gets a decent piece of this one. Shortstop Turner had a good handle on it. Instead, he drops it, but throws on to first in time to get the 3rd out of the inning. He dropped it, trying to transfer to second base, gathered himself up in time, and was able to throw out Kilduff on the run down to first base. Had that one not been in time, Rogers would have scored, but instead the Gamecocks retain their 4-2 lead here as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd, Robert Bourdier. He quickly swings on the first pitch. He'll ground out to the shortstop, Gore. So as quickly as this bottom of the 3rd gets started, we have 1 out in the form of Robert Bourdier. A quick first out as the pitcher, Jeffrey Case, returns for his 2nd inning of work after coming on in relief back in the 2nd. Bring up the catcher, Garrett Bokel. That one too far outside. First pitch to Bokel. Bokel struck out to in the 1st. This time gets under one a little bit. It'll range foul and out of play on the first base side. So a 1-1 count to the catcher, Garrett Bokel. Like I mentioned, Case worked 1 inning, allowed 2 runs. As Bokel gets a decent piece of this one. Back in left field. Left fielder running on, but that one will get foul as well. Down the opposite side. So 1 foul ball first base side, 1 foul ball third base side. Makes for a quick 1-2 count to the catcher, Garrett Bokel. Case sets and throws the 1-2. Bokel lets that one bounce in the dirt. Count evens up at 2-2. The 2-2 to Bokel, a little bit outside, but Bokel will go around and go down swinging for out number 2. Bokel reached at that one. Did not get any of the ball. He'll go down swinging for out number 2. And it'll bring up Chris Payne, the left fielder, who led off the second with a walk and later came around to score. He'll foul the first pitch into the fence, back behind home plate. Payne snug in his batting stance. Watch the second pitch go by. Strike number 2. Payne gets very low in his stance, really bends the knees. Reminds you of former Gamecock varsity third baseman L.B. Dantzler. As he'll watch that 0-2 go by. Right down the middle, but high, near his head in that low stance for ball number 1. This time that one just grabs the outer half. And as quickly as you stood up there, Chris Payne will go down looking. So 2 strikeouts, two in the inning. We'll head to the top of the 4th with the Gamecocks still leading 4-2. Three gone, and we step into the 4th inning. Leading things off for the Mountaineers, it's the second baseman Grayson Tappy. Doubled and came around to score back in the second. Facing this very hurler for the Gamecocks, Josh Kay. Kay's first pitch to Tappy, just a little bit low for ball number 1. Kay's already gone the first 3. App State made a quick change after the first, but this is Kay's 4th inning of work for the start. As Tappy fouls that one high but back behind home plate. Count evens up, 1-1. So the 1-1 from Kay. Tappy hits it strongly near second base. Strong throw from Turner. Bourdier will stretch for out number 1. Was well hit by Tappy. Turner was able to get over quickly, however, and makes a good enough throw to go ahead and retire the Mountaineer second baseman and bring up left-handed hitting catcher Matt Gord. Gord singled back in the second inning. Tapped in Tappy. First pitch to Gord, too far outside. Gord swings through the second pitch. Count even at 1-1. Gord took a hearty hack looking to slap that one into right field. So that 1-1 pitch from Kay. Gord gets a piece of it. Turner ranging backwards. Left fielder Payne coming on. He'll make the grab for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down so far in the 4th for App State. And then it'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop, William Gore. Gore grounded out to the first baseman back in the second. We also saw him make a little bit of a gaffe. A little bit of a gaffe in the infield in the bottom half of the second as well. This time, pops it up, second baseman. Hockett ranging back. He'll grab that one. Put it away for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down here in the fourth. Gamecocks remain in the driver's seat, 4-2. Halfway through this one, we've reached the bottom of the fourth inning. Leading things off for the Gamecocks, it'll be number 21, John Parnell. Back in the second. Flew out to the center fielder. First pitch from Case to Parnell in there for strike number 1. Right over the heart of the plate. The 0-1 from Case. Parnell reaches and swings at it. A quick 2 strikes on the Gamecock right fielder. As some arms warming up for the Gamecocks, it looks like, back behind their dugout. The 0-2 gets away from the catcher, but no runners on base, so just goes down as ball number 1. Tyron Turner will go retrieve the ball. So 1-2 to Parnell. Parnell reaches and swings through another one. It'll be in the dirt, so the catcher will have to make the throw down to first. Does just that. As Gerlach will step on the bag to retire Parnell, and will head back to the top of the order with the aforementioned speedy shortstop, Tyron Turner. Turner 1 for 2. And he turns away from the pitch, but it'll still hit him on the back of the arm, and he'll trot down to first base. I was just going to say, Turner singled in, came around to score in the first, popped out in the second. Now he'll take the slow trot down to first base with a hit by pitch here in the fourth. And the center fielder, Adam Parker, also 1 for 2. A walk and he's come around to score twice. He walked in the first, reached on an error back in the second, and came around to score, like I mentioned. Turner dives back into first with the throw. Parker resets things here in the box. Facing right-hander Case for the second time. Turner off at first base. Parker gets a decent piece of this one. Grounded to the third baseman. Turner will go ahead and grab third base as well. He was off and running, so he was already at second. As soon as that third baseman, Alexander, makes the throw to Gerlach at first to put down Parker, Turner goes ahead and makes the turn, slides into third base where Gerlach can make the throw back. So Gamecocks have Two out, but a runner at third base in the form of Tyron Turner reached on the hit by pitch and got 2 bases on that fielder's choice. Three-hole hitter Jack Thiel in here. First pitch grabs the inner half for strike number 1. Thiel a single and a hit by pitch in this one, so he's 1 for 1. Fouls that one back into the fence. So a quick 0-2 count to the Gamecocks' power hitting third baseman, the one they call Hammer. This one will also be grounded to the third baseman. Alexander makes the throw to first. Skrlek adjusts to it, stretches out to get it for out number 3. So the Gamecocks do put one on base, advances all the way to third, but Turner is stranded there, and they lead 4-2 as we head to the 5th. Things off here in the 5th inning. It'll be the third baseman, Matt Alexander, number 7. Alexander had a couple of chances over there at third base, back in the bottom of the 4th, as he takes ball number 1 high and outside. Interesting thing about Alexander, the leadoff hitter here, is he's led off all the odd-numbered innings, singled back in the 1st, flew out back in the 3rd, and he swings through that one for strike number 1, 1-1 count. As it's worked out, Mountaineers have had their leadoff hitter leading off the 1st, the 3rd, and now the 5th, as he takes ball number 2 outside and in the dirt. Ball number 3 in the dirt as well, that time over the plate, but too low. So the 3-1 from K. That one in there for a strike. Alexander got about a step or two to first base before the umpire made that call. Count filled at 3-2. K's payoff pitch. Alexander grounds it to his counterpart. Thiel makes the quick throw over to Bordier at first base to put Alexander down for out number 1. Two-hole hitter Dalton Oler 1 for 2 for the day. Doubled and came around to score back in the third. Stands in here against K for the third time. That one over the head of Bordier at first base. It'll bounce into right field, and Oler will get on for the second time. So now 1 out, 1 on for App State. Their third hitter, John Rogers, the right fielder. He's also 1 for 2, singled back in the third. Struck out in the first to K. His third chance to see the Gamecock left-hander. Now they have the runner in a little bit of a rundown there as they throw out the runner at second base. Oler had a little bit of a lane, but the Gamecocks were just on top of it. Started to run before K even threw the pitch. So now it's a quick 2 outs with John Rogers at the plate. And Rogers grounds this from third base. Thiel in a diving attempt. He throws over to Bordier to put it away for out number 3. So a good inning for Jack Thiel. Lots of balls hit over to third base on both sides over the last inning or so. Bottom of the 5th, Gamecocks still leading 4-2. Leading things off for the Gamecocks here in the 5th. Matthew Manning, the designated hitter, fouls one straight back on the first pitch. Manning 0 for 1, hit by pitch in the first. Reached on an error in the second. Swings through that one. Quick 0-2 count here in the 5th. Manning, another power hitter, much like Jack Thiel. The 0-2 from Case. Manning gets a little piece of it. Bouncer to shortstop. Gore makes the throw over. Gerlach gets his feet back on the bag just in time to put down Matthew Manning for out number 1. Now's the second baseman, Jake Huckett. Huckett 0 for 2 today, with a couple of flyouts to the center fielder, Dalton Oler, Now stepping up against Case here for the second time. Piece of this one, drifting out in left field, is Devane. He'll put it away for out number 2. So a trio of flyouts now for Hockett, and it's 2 outs for the Gamecocks, with the first baseman, Robert Bordier. Bobby Bordier 0 for 2 today. Reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to the shortstop. Looking for something a little bit better here. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. 1-0 too low as well. So Bordier worked his way into a 2-0 count here against Case. That one too far outside. Catcher held it for a while, but umpire was not feeling that pitch, and it's a 3-0 count to the Gamecock first baseman, Robert Bordier. Case working his 4th inning of relief here as he finally notches one in the strike zone. A 3-1 count now to the Gamecock first baseman, Bordier. Case working quickly is 3-1. Bordier turned as if it was going to hit him, but it grabs the inside corner, and the count fills up at 3-2, making for a very interesting payoff pitch with already 2 outs in the inning. And the 6-hole hitter, Robert Bordier, at the plate for the Gamecocks, reaches out to get a little piece of that one, a bouncer, and the flip to first by the second baseman, Grayson Tappy, that retires Bordier. Looked like that one was just going to keep rolling, and Bordier was going to be able to reach. Tappy makes an amazing play, charging that ball and making a short flip to Gerlach for the 3rd out of the inning. 5 have come and gone. Gamecocks still leading 4-2. We head to the 6th. Into the 6th inning. Josh Case still on the mound for the Gamecocks. Fires in ball number 1 to the first baseman, Aaron Gerlach. 1-0 in there for a strike number 1. An even 1-1 count here to Gerlach, who reached on a hit by pitch and popped out back in the first. He fouls this one off, so a 1-2 count to the first baseman, Gerlach. As K resets on the mound, taking his time here. That 1-2 in there, but just high for ball number 2. Count even here at 2-2. Looked like maybe it was going to curve back into the zone, but just hung out there. Rings him up on the 2-2, however, grabs the outside corner, sends Gerlach back to the dugout without taking that bat off his shoulders on the final pitch. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Tanner Devane, 0 for 2 with a pop-out and a strikeout in this one. And takes first pitch, inner half, but a strike nevertheless. Oh, 1 from K. Vane gets a little piece of it, fouls it back into the fence. Over that one, a little inside and ball number 1. It's a 1-2 count now. That one bouncing away, ball number 2. So now things are even here, 2-2. K focuses up. Devane swings through it. Bokel will apply the tag, make sure that strikeout goes into the books. So now a quick 2 outs. Gerlach and Devane both going down on strikeouts. Brings up the designated hitter Nick Kilduff, another left-hander in the lineup of the Mountaineers. 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a ground out to the shortstop. He'll take first pitch, called ball number 1. That one too far outside. A quick 3 balls, no strikes here to Devane. And a 4-pitch walk here. Devane kind of limping over there to first base. He didn't get hit or anything. Excuse me, Kilduff. That one was Kilduff. Kilduff kind of limping down to first base, though he didn't get hit or anything, maybe trying to conserve some energy with Grayson Tappy up at the plate. So now Tappy standing in against K. Takes strike number 1. Tappy 1 for 2 today, a double. And a 6-3 ground out. He swings through the second pitch as well. A quick 0-2 count here for Josh K. Just 1 pitch away from getting out of this 6th. He's gone 5 2/3 strong with 5 strikeouts to show for it. That one just a little bit too high. He really wanted that one to get out of the inning. But he resets. 1-2. Runner down at first base is Kilduff. 1-2 from K in there. Grabs the outside corner. 3 strikeouts in the frame. Gamecocks leading 4-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning in this first game. Dwelling here, bottom of the 6th inning. Gamecocks back up at the plate. Leading things off, it's the catcher, Garrett Bokel. He'll take ball number 1 outside in the dirt. Dwelling here, bottom of the 6th inning. Gamecocks. Bokel. Ball at eye level there. So 2-0 count now for the Gamecock catcher. Had audio doubled up a little bit for a second, excuse me. Bokel this one into left field, over the head of the left fielder, a bounce at the base of the wall. Bokel slide in. Never mind, he'll go in standing to second base. Aggressive pushes the ball, just gets into the infield, but a stand-up double for the Gamecock catcher, Garrett Bokel. Puts an early runner at second base here in the bottom of the 6th. The courtesy runner will come on for the Garnet and Black. And the left fielder, Chris Payne, reached on a walk in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 1 today. Case still throwing his 5th inning of relief. Throws that one in there just low to Payne. Gamecocks leading 4-2. Neither team has scored since back in the 3rd inning. So we've been sitting on a 4-2 for now 3 full. As Payne fouls that one a ways back behind the plate towards the parking lot here at Polo Road Park. Runners off at second base, slides in there. Umpire will call him safe. Mountaineers in a little bit of disbelief. There's a runner called safe at third base. Payne still standing at the plate. So 2-2. Payne watches that one bounce. Catcher Gore does just corral it before it rolls away and allows the runner down at third to come in. A little bit of a breeze here blowing towards the plate, blowing in from center field as Payne swings through this one and goes down for out number 1. Number 21, John Parnell, will make his 3rd appearance at the plate. Watches this one go by for ball number 1. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly out back in the 2nd. As Case fires in ball number 2 in the dirt. Fly out as well as a strikeout in this one. So the 2-0 to Parnell gets enough of a piece of this one into center field. Center fielder running on. He'll put it away, but meanwhile, runner's going to try to come home, throw offline. So the Gamecocks will score their 5th run of the game in the form of number 50, William Hitt was the courtesy runner. He'll go ahead and run home as the Gamecocks extend their lead to 5-2. Back to the top of the order for the Gamecocks. Shortstop, Tyron Turner. Kind of a golf swing at that one, but gets no piece of it. Swinging through strike number 1. So the 0-1 to Turner. Turner ducks it, but it is called strike number 2 0-2 count with 2 outs here in the frame. Gamecocks did already bring in a run in the form of the courtesy runner William Hitt. Turner almost lunges at the 0-2, but first base umpire says he did not go around. So a 1-2. Turner once again swings through it. This time it'll be strike number 3. So the Gamecocks score 1 run on 1 hit. Head to the top of the 7th with a 3-run lead. Back here inside Polo Road Park for the 7th inning. Top of the 7th, first game of this doubleheader between the Gamecocks and Mountaineers. It's the catcher, Gord, leading things off for the Mountaineers, and a quick first pitch. Swing first pitch here for Gord. He'll single that one through. Hole between second base. Hole over second base, excuse me. He gets on with an early single here against Josh Kay, who's looking to go the full 7 in this first game of the doubleheader. Matt Gord reaches on the quick single, and now it's Gore. Lazy pop-up to Hockett at second base puts Gore away. So 1 out, 1 on. As the Mountaineers look for a big 7th inning rally here. And welcome up their leadoff hitter, Matt Alexander. Alexander, the first time he's up, well, not leading off the inning. Leading off the first, the third, and the 5th. He's 1 for 3 today. Now up here in the 7th. Takes that one outside for a ball. Runner down at first base. The catcher, Matt Gord. As Alexander swings through this one. Kay readies and fires. Looks at the runner at first base. Throws in there. Too low for a ball. Alexander waiting patiently for his pitch. But he will pop this one up. Center fielder Parker running on. He'll run under it and put it away for out number 2. Now to bring up Dalton Oler. 2 for 3 today. A single and a double. As well as a pop-up back in the first. Oler, the hottest hitter today in the gold and black for App State. He takes that first pitch from Kay. In there for a strike, inner half. Runner down at first base, but 2 outs here for App State. Oler grounds this one. Hockett at second base coming over him. He makes the throw to Bordier at first base. And the Gamecocks put this one away 5-2 in the first game of this doubleheader. A complete game from Josh Kay with an amazing 6 strikeouts, allows just 2 runs over his 7. And it's not goodbye, but it's see you later as the Gamecocks win this one 5-2. We'll be back for the second game in about 30 minutes.